Hi, my name is Kimberly Covey, and today I'm going to show you how to make a turkey dressing. It is a side dish from my cookbook, Exceptional Comfort, The Recipes, Volume 1. And like I said, it's a side dish. It's cooked in a side dish, not actually in the turkey itself. So you can actually make this any time of year, even if you don't have a turkey. You would just use giblets from a chicken, or you can buy them separately from a butcher. So let's get started. I have 1 cup of butter right here in this pan with 2 cups of diced onion and 3 cups of diced celery. And I'm just going to saute this until the vegetables start to become clear, and give it a stir and watch it as it gets cooked up here. Then we're going to set it aside and go to the next step. Here I have 1.5 pounds of bread that is cut into cubes and set out overnight to become firm. And right now it sounds like we're going to be doing the exact opposite. Instead of drying it out, we're going to actually add a little moisture now. But because they're firm, they're not going to turn into mush. It's not going to disintegrate. So time is the key here, timing. I put a little bit of cold water on top, take it with my hands, and I am going to squeeze most of the water out, but just keep enough in to keep the cubes a little bit moist. We don't want it like soggy, but we want it moist still. And then I'm going to put it into a large mixing bowl. So here we go. A little bit of cold water, quickly poured over the cubes, and make sure it gets to the bottom. And these are quite nice and firm. They're not going to get into sogginess here. And I'm going to pick them up and squeeze a little water out of them here, and keeping their shape. I want a moist dressing. I like moist dressings. I don't like super dry dressings. At the bottom you have most of your water. Obviously gravity takes control and does its job. So here we go. How fast was that? That was the technique my grandfather taught me when I was a little kid, and he told me timing was of the essence. So that's the way I do it. Now we're going to do our next step, which is mix all the ingredients together in a large mixing bowl. To my bread cubes, I have added 2 tablespoons of fresh sage, which I chopped up from my backyard, 1 teaspoon of salt, and now I am also going to add all the onions and celery that I had sauteed up, along with the giblets that were in the turkey and were boiled and chopped up, and about 1 cup of the giblet juice, just for a little moisture and flavor addition. And I'll mix this up very carefully, not to smash all the cubes to smithereens, but just to blend the whole ingredients together. And then we will add our eggs also. But first we're gonna do a little pepper and It is about half teaspoon of pepper. However, you know, if you like it more peppery, you can do that. Freshly ground pepper is nice. And just mix the spice in. I like to mix things up before I add the eggs. I like to add those last, usually. And okay, that looks pretty good. Very nice. Now I'm going to add 2 eggs, which have been lightly beaten with a fork. This helps hold things together. Almost not quite a custard, because there's so much in here besides eggs, but it just gives it a little extra holding power. And give the bowl a turn and just incorporate these lovely eggs through here. And then I'm going to put it into a 350 degree preheated oven, and it will cook for about 50 minutes to an hour. Alright, I'm going to fill my casserole with this beautiful stuffing. I think dressing or stuffing, actually, I believe stuffing is when you put it in the bird, dressing is when you put it in a side dish, casserole, and you cook it separately. It's like a savory bread pudding, really. It's one of my favorite things, and you don't really need to keep it for just Thanksgiving or Christmas. You can actually do this any time of year and make your dishes super, super special. Your meals are it always seems to be a celebration when the dressing is out here. Okay, you can get almost all of this in. If you don't have enough room in your pan to put all your dressing, you can put a dressing in another dish, actually, and put it alongside this bigger one in the oven. So we want to cook this or bake this to 165 degrees internal temperature, and it's going to come out a little bit of brown on the top and be absolutely gorgeous. Here is the finished dressing, all ready to serve, and beautiful light brown on the top, a little crusty, and very tender in the center. This is time for the moment of truth. I love this. This is my all-time favorite dressing. It has the giblets and all the wonderful crunchiness of the onions, and the celery is just not too soft, not too hard, and perfect seasoning. So I've really enjoyed showing you my all-time favorite dressing that you can use for any special occasion that you have throughout the year. And so go ahead and cook up some exceptional comfort for you and your family today.